You didn't bring your lunch? Jail. You dare play on the iPad? Jail. You don't have friends? Wait, no, this is top tier content. Let me grab a camera real quick. Acting out? Camp jail. Being emotionally scarred and then setting up a prank? Floor jail. Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video where I talk about anything I want. Inspired by D'Angelo I am, yes. And this is a follow-up to yesterday's video where I talked about the family vlogging channel, 8 Passengers. Now, since then, I haven't actually learned anything about this family, so I thought I'd just read and respond to your comments. Yay, it's fun. LT Freeborn says, me. Okay, so this is going to be one of her more calm real talks. You. What do you mean people will be mad at me if I force our son to sleep on the floor for 7 months? Damn, bro. I didn't expect that. That's funny. Lightstar says, wow, her kids are not going to her funeral. Such irresponsible parents. That's true. If you want to breed resentment and for your children to hate you, this is the way to do it. Kimberly Marino says, what would a 5-year-old even pack for lunch? Candy and Play-Doh spaghetti? Christ. True, like if I were to pack my own lunch when I was a kid, ooh. But we didn't have candy in the house, so only on Saturdays. 2025J says, kids, our parents don't abuse us. Me. Brainwashing. Yeah, sad but true. I feel like you only really realize when you get older or you get away from people that they've been abusive if you live in such an environment. Lightstar says, these are the kind of parents that when the kids grow up and fend for themselves and by some blessing and hard work become successful people in life, they would be like, now you kids are so rich. Time to pay me money for how well I took care of you. The kind of parents who would steal their kids' credit cards and complain when they are thrown in jail for this. To be honest, the kids have done the right thing if they decide to cut their parents off and act like they don't exist, because they actually don't. Like, how do they vlog on this and CPS ain't on their doorstep already? There are literally people that would do anything to get a child, and here you are, you have 6 of them, and you are maltreating them. Are they even humans? Nah. These mans are aliens. Duck them. An alien conspiracy theory and everything. Lilithia Abenstern says, I wish the oldest son would invite them on the Dr. Phil show, because then at least the authorities would be involved. I mean, abusing your child out in the open on the internet isn't enough to step in, obviously. Why can't you flag a channel for child abuse? I don't know if you can, but it's sad if you can't, I guess, because Daddy-O-Fi was the thing, and then there was other lady who adopted a bunch of kids and forced them to be actors in these weird skits on YouTube, and if they didn't act well enough, she would starve them and shit, so it's a thing. People using their children to get YouTube famous. Gemrock says, a 5-year-old can barely remember homework, let alone a lunch. YouTube needs to review channels closer because channels that have done nothing wrong gets punished, while channels like this gets rewarded. Also, watching the video more, this woman is crazy. I agree. I feel like a lot of the times the rules that are set in place on YouTube don't actually apply to the big YouTubers. There are so many questionable things that people like Logan Paul and Tana Mojo get away with, but then tiny channels get demonetized and punished for why? When there's literally people who are getting rich on the platform who get away with breaking the rules blatantly. You know what I mean? AA25 says, you didn't bring your lunch? Jail. You dare play on the iPad? Jail. You don't have friends? Wait, no, this is top tier content. Let me grab a camera real quick. Acting out? Camp jail. Being emotionally scarred and then setting up a prank? Floor jail. Carter Stambelos says, the wilderness trail shit irks me. I was sent for 3 months after a suicide attempt. My God, I'm gonna have PTSD for the rest of my life. I am so sorry that happened to you. It makes me so angry that anyone would think it's a good idea to be like, oh, you're having a horrible time and you're emotionally fragile and you're depressed and oh, you're suicidal. Instead of hugs, let's send you far away with strangers to a terrible place where abuse happens. Even if there was no abuse, why would you send your child away when they need you the most? I remember there was an episode, I think it was on Dr. Phil, where they actually talk about these camps that people send their kids to, and it's like the same type of camp that these parents sent their child to that have no qualifications or medical staff or professionals there, and it's just like run by random people. And there are so many of these kids who come out later and say that they were basically treated like prisoners in a third world country with a corrupt prison guard system. Like, they were literally abused in these places. So also they're really like sketchy, and they offer like gay conversion to therapy. It just horrifies me that these camps exist. Trash God says, they may not be Daddy-O5, but they sure as can remind me of that dumpster fire. Great video though. Oh, thank you. Yeah. The fact that there's people who subscribe to these channels and who support it and think it's completely normal and acceptable behavior is horrifying. I mean, there were like a lot of people who were subscribed to Daddy-O5 too, so, you know, terrible people do find each other on the internet. Cyanide Smile says, would someone please call CPS on these monsters? Yeah. Apparently someone said that CPS had been called, and then the CPS was like, oh, you are just such a wonderful family. Everyone should be like you. I find that questionable. I find it weird if the CPS were to say that. Terry Burnett says, I have yet to see a YouTube family that is not off the rocker. I mean, the successful ones. I feel like the normal ones just don't get famous. I don't know. Apparently you have to be crazy or outrageous, or like Logan Paul, to get really famous, sadly. Taizu314 says, stories like this make me so grateful. I was raised by sane parents. The Magical Robot Prisma says, yay, child abuse. Seriously, where the hell is CPS? I agree. The lady is openly bragging about her child not getting to eat to learn a lesson. Questionable. Boiler1 says, is there a term for being racist, but like to entitled parents and Karens? Because I'm that. I think that's just called common sense. Audrey M says, it's one thing to do fun things with your kids and document them for memories, family and friends to see, but it's another to smack them on a camera and make them do something or say something that's private or they don't want to be forced into a video for all to see. Yeah. In a lot of the videos, the kids are literally like, no, mom, don't film this. I don't want to be on camera. Zero consent, totally abusive. And I feel like even if they do say yes, it's because they feel they have to. Know what I mean? Boiler1 says, finally watching during muffin time. Muffin time! Excellent. Did you pair it with a coffee? I'm so happy I'm part of your morning routine. Audrey M says, you called me out. Never been so happy since I.O. I don't know what that means. I need to Google it. Also makes sense for it to come out near Halloween month. Makes it even more spooky. She's talking about how she asked about when my true crime series comes out. The 30th of September. Drop a little plug right there. Hope you're excited. I am. I just recorded the Halloween episode. Yes, there is a special Halloween episode. It's gonna be good. Boiler1 says, parents like these are the reason I believe that Cedar Fair parks are superior to Disney parks. I do not know the difference. Do comment below if you do. Boiler1 also says, I used to voluntarily sleep on the floor during family vacations to hotels. LOL. But why? I feel like so many hotels have good beds though. I mean, if you go to a good one. I very rarely go to hotels. The last time was like 10 years ago. Gato Chick 14 says, I'm more surprised CPS wasn't called when she refused to give her 5-year-old food. I hope more channels cover this and start a wave of reports to the authorities, like with the Stoffers and Daddy-O5. Yeah? I feel like they use their sarcastic, quotation marks, religious beliefs, and then like people are afraid of calling them out. Authorities like, oh, but they're religious. They say that they're like this to their children because for religious reasons. It's just sad when people abuse a religion like that. Ashy Draw says, what the fuck? Yeah. Priz137 says, she has classic Botox eyebrows. Okay. Isa G says, I seriously don't understand how these kids haven't been removed from this house. How the hell do they still have children? As someone pointed out on one of the Stoffer videos, is that CPS is so overwhelmed that their standard is just for the kid to be alive, basically. Like, if they have food and a roof over their head, they're not gonna step in, which is sad. But you know, Frannel155 says, how can people follow a channel like this? Scary to think that there are so many people who actually look up to her. Yeah, that's true. She's a parenting influencer inspiration to people. That's sad. Jamie Joanne Russell says, this couple are so money hungry, I bet if Jeffrey Epstein was still free and alive, they'd sell their kids to him. Damn! I mean, I doubt it, but I get what you mean. Cami says, I highly doubt the kids were the one who made the positive posts about their parents. They only said that their parents are great in writing, wasn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if it were one of the parents who wrote it. They're in control of their phones, aren't they? And the blaming the kid thing, like she was blaming him because she felt bad about eating sweets or something? Like, she's absolutely insane. Also, yay, we have a date for the new series. So excited. I'm happy people are excited about my true crime series. But also, yes, imagine being upset with yourself for eating candy and going, I'm gonna blame someone, but not myself who did it. I'm gonna blame my child instead. I'm totally, completely sane. No. Morganism says, I sincerely hope the kids get taken away from her. She is clearly and plainly abusing them and exploiting them. She hates her children, plain and simple. She is going to hell and there's no redeeming her. I do think she doesn't like her children. She keeps saying things like, oh, when you're 18, you're out. Clearly, it's not because she wants to be around them that she had them, and whenever they don't cooperate, she's just like, you're going to the ranch. Like the bad ranch run by bad people. Boiler One says, the baby boom was a mistake. I go, which one? I don't think she was a post-war baby. To which Boiler One says, I feel like it's where the idea of couples being self-righteous about having lots of kids and narcissistic parenting habits started. But I have hardly any facts to back that up. I mean, that's interesting. Classic boomer behavior is not cherished, so maybe it's like, from a narcissistic point of view, become a shitty parent. Not that all people born in that period are boomers, as in like, okay, boomer. I'm just saying the people who have negative behavioral patterns. But yeah, interesting. I hope you enjoy that and that you'll come back for more real talk on the dailies, Reddit readings on Fridays, and soon true crime on Wednesdays. I had so much fun reading your comments. Thank you so much for interacting and having a discussion about it. Y'all are awesome. Okay, love you, bye!